Yo guys, what's going on? Robert Warshack here. We're gonna be taking a look at the new mini set cards. We had some Death Knight cards today and some Druid cards. The mini set comes out September 2nd. We got that announcement yesterday, and we're gonna get probably a lot of cards today and again throughout this next few days. So with that, let's take a look at the first card we're going to be seeing. That's going to be Story of Umbra. It is a 7-mana Death Knight card. Taking a look at the card here, it is discover a Death Rattle minion that costs 5 or more and then triggers Death Rattle. So taking a look at what we have here, we have Nathandra, we have High Cultist, Ursoc. Wanker is the card that I was thinking of because this card, if it gets summoned and then used its ability, would absolutely be insane. This card would also be pretty good, right? Actually I lied, because if this used its Death Rattle and the, well, does it say summon and then use its Death Rattle? Summon it and then trigger. Okay, that's really good, because if it did the Death Rattle and summoned it, this wouldn't get summoned. So you actually get to summon the 7/7 here, and then you trigger the Death Rattle, and then they would all come. So you basically get 2 of these. Bad, good, okay. Okay, so that card, it seems to be, in my mind, when I read that card, it was like super duper solid. And most of the time, you're going to be able to get something really, really good. And if it only pulls from the Death Knight pool, then obviously it's going to be absolutely insane, because the chance to get the Wanker of Souls is cracked. Moving on to the Hollow Direhorn. This is a 5-mana 5/4 Undead Beast Rush. After a friendly minion dies, spend 3 corpses to gain Reborn. So you have to have other minions to make this effect actually do it, because this guy having Rush, and then you would trade this guy. Him just dying without a friendly minion dying is kind of bad, but you have the hero power, right, for the Death Knight, so you'll be able to trade your hero power. And however, I'm just looking at, like, this reminded me of, like, what was it called? It was a Captain something in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it was like a card that said, if you can't attack, you have to attack this before any warrior cards. And then if you had 2 of them on the board, you couldn't actually attack either of them, because each of them said you had to attack that one first. So you couldn't target either of them. This, I don't know why, but this brought up the same thing. If you have 2 of these on the board, and then if you have like 30 or 40 corpses, which Death Knights obviously are going to have at some point if you don't have like a corpse spending deck, you could just have 2 of these, and then they'll just like infinitely reborn, right? Because if the other one dies, this one gets reborn. And if this one gets reborn and the other one, you know what I mean? Unless it won't work like that. Because I guess if one just died, I guess they both would have to have reborn. And you just kill the same one, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. So never mind. I take all of that back. You would just kill one first and then kill the other, which means this card is kind of dog shit. It's just a okay way to potentially get a way to spend 3 corpses and then just like bring back a 5/1, right? Yeah, I don't know. This card's bad. Maybe it's good. Never mind. This card's bad. I was just gonna move along. In my mind, there was like so many ways to make that card more annoying, but you could just like kill one and then just kill that same one again, and then like that's it. Like the other one gets reborn, it comes back with 1, you kill it. This card, however, the 1-mana Soulrest Ceremony. It is a give your minions +1 attack and rush. They die at the end of your turn. I know this seems bad, but I actually think this card is like insanely powerful, because Death Knight right now, as we know, it's a do nothing deck pretty much, unless you run like the Starship package, and that's actually like a win condition. The vast majority of Death Knight is your opponent just gives up because you have infinite resources, whether you just have so many field clear, you have over 100 life, you played Kill Jaden. So cards like this that just add more ways for the Death Knight to summon something and then trade to clear is really good. Plus there's quite a few like Death Knight Death Rattle decks that would benefit from being able to like Soulrest, like play like a Death Rattle like the Steg, and then you would give it rush, trade it into something. If it dies, cool, we wanted that anyway, and if it doesn't, it's going to die anyway, which is good because Death Rattle's dying to trigger their Death Rattle effects, so you can play Endbringer Umbra is really good. Also, generally, when you play like a giant Death Rattle minion, you're not doing anything that turn, and you want to extract the Death Rattle value anyway, so just being able to like, I know you can't Wanker and then Soulrest, but if there was a way to discount this with possibly like a lease, because the location allows you to discount for 1, you could play this for 0, play Wanker, and then you're actually trading Wanker that turn and either killing something, or you're getting one to die and immediately getting that Death Rattle effect. So I think this card is actually really, really, really powerful. And I know it doesn't look that powerful, but I think this card is really good. So I believe that is it for our Death Knight cards. We have the Long Neck Egg. This is a really good card for Token Druid, which is again not like one of my favorite things to be seeing this late into like Hearthstone, is like just the old just fill the board up Token Druid. We have plenty of other decks that do exactly that are better. Murloc Paladin, just fill the board up with Murlocs every turn. Aggro Paladin, Beast Hunter, all these decks just aim to just, I'm going to put as many stats on the board as possible as many times as I can. If the opponent doesn't deal with it, I win the game, which is essentially, I guess, aggro. But there's nothing, we don't need another deck that does the same thing, which is essentially this 2 mana 0/2 Death Rattle, summon a 1/2 beast, give your minions +1/+1. This is also kind of like a win more because like you're going to play the egg, and if they kill it, it gets no benefit. However, you play the egg on a full board. If you have a full board, you're probably going to win the game anyway as a druid, right? So you're just like getting the benefit of buffing a giant board that you would probably have won with anyway, which is again the core problem with the druid quest. You know what I mean? The token druid quest is you need 3 turns of a full board. If you have 3 turns with 7 minions on the board, or essentially a full board, because locations and starship pieces matter, they add to the board, but you know what I'm saying? If you have 3 turns at a full board and you're a fucking token druid and you hadn't won the game already, what are you even doing? Like, what are those minions doing? So this is obviously a very, very good card for token druid. I'm just not a fan of like wasting our mini set cards on classes and decks that obviously no one wants to play. No one wants to play token druid. Like, if you look at the quest stats and like quest played rates and like deck played rates, token druid is like the one of the lowest, if not the lowest druid deck to be played right now. So we have the Seismopod, which is a 9 mana 9/9 beast. This is more my style. Big thick boys. Taunt, elusive, death rattle. Give all minions in your hand and deck +3/+3. Honestly, with an effect like this, it should give everything, even the board, +3/+3. But it does have taunt and elusive, which is quite impressive. This is not going to be a card I believe you play in your deck. This is going to be a card that you like randomly create through like imbue shaman hero power. If there's anything that possibly gives 9 drops, this is not going to be a card you play. This is going to be a card most seen when randomly created through other effects that deal with death rattles, which we've seen quite a bit now and just generally in the past. Hey, did you just eat the good snackers? That's good, bud. We have the 4 mana Panther Mask. Set a minion stats to 5/4, give it stealth, and draw 2 cards. So this is very, we had like a, what was it? It was like a 5 mana 5/3, and it had stealth, and when it attacked, you drew 2 cards. It was back when you played the 8 mana card that summoned the 2 cards from the deck and you ran survival of the fittest. Oh, what a time to be alive. Anyway, so the weird part about this is you're giving it stealth. All right, I take that back. The weird part isn't you're giving it stealth. You just draw 2 cards. For some reason, because I was thinking of like old survival of the fittest druid, I thought the 5/4, when it attacked, you drew 2 cards, which is giving it stealth and then it needing to attack to draw cards. Didn't really make sense because you set a minion stats, which means I guess you could play the minion set its stats and then do that. But either way, this is fine. The stealth is kind of like, you're going to probably attack with a 5/4 anyway, unless it's like a token that you can't like attack with anyway. Right? So I guess it's pretty good. You could have a 1-drop, play this on it. You make it a 5, you make a 1/1, a 5/4, give it stealth, draw 2 cards for 5 mana. I feel like that's okay. It's good when it gets like randomly generated. Also, think about like giving minions like the first thing was like the rogue Protoss card, give it stealth. You know what I mean? Thank God rogue can't give that card stealth right now, or that would be stupid. But yeah, this seems like an okay card. I don't think this actually gets played. I mean, 4 mana draw, I don't know. It seems okay. It seems okay. I see this being like a good arena card or something like that. Again, I don't play arena, so it's hard for me. Like, a lot of people do play arena and not standard, which is crazy that people rate standard cards. I guess all cards are technically arena cards. So what the fuck am I saying? All right, so that wraps up our cards for both the Death Knight and the Druid for the mini sets. Unfortunately, mini sets aren't going to be bringing as many cards as an expansion, and we got so spoiled when the StarCraft mini set came out, because basically the Great Dark Beyond, because we couldn't play with starships, felt like a mini set because all the starships were useless because of Reno, and then they got rid of Reno and added Bob and then made starships useless again. So, and then when the mini set came out, it was like a whole expansion, because then we could actually play with the Protoss Terror. All of the new cards were played in every deck besides fucking what was it? Terran Paladin, I think, is the only only StarCraft deck that literally saw like no play. And yeah, so now we have this expansion, which was low impact, and then the mini set's gonna feel even more low impact because the previous mini set we had was freaking StarCraft. So yeah, it's gonna be one of those things that it's not gonna feel right for a while until balance gets it right. And I actually don't think we are that far off of a very good meta. We just need to balance these cards that are either way too high, which there are many of them, or we need to scale up what's bad, and there's many of them. You know what I mean? Like, we just pick a direction and go with it, and I think we'll be okay. But we can't do this half-ass buff and nerf one card, we nerf two cards. No, this is a full, like, the cards are fine, we just need to make them so, like, closer together kind of thing. Like the Protoss Priest, it's too good. Murloc Paladin, it's too good for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just playing a Murloc every turn and infinitely scaling with an aggro deck, what the fuck are we even doing? All right, with that, enjoy. I'll catch you with some more card reviews probably later on today or tomorrow. Hopefully we got some banger stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. As always, I'm Robert Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.